Namaste. Welcome to the next talk in this series of talks from Heart to Heart, Volume 2. These are talks and questions and answers from the proceedings of the seminar of Sahaj Marg held during September-October 1987 at France, Madagascar, Switzerland by Pujya Shri Parthasarthi Rajgopalachari Chari Ji Maharaj. This is Volume 2. We begin with questions and answers. First question, about the cleaning, should the smoke be evacuated through the back or through the backbone? Chariji answers, there is no smoke. We are asked to imagine that the grossness is going out like smoke from the whole back. Otherwise, we would have drilled a hole and put a tube for it to go out. Can one have an overdose if we attend too many group sittings? Answers, overdose is not possible because the transmission will come back, it will be reflected back. It is like when you put a bucket under a tap and the bucket is full. If the tap is open, the water is just overflowing. The bucket cannot receive an overdose of water. Similarly, we cannot receive an overdose. That possibility doesn't exist. But there is no benefit. Question, my problem is that I am always afraid. I am afraid of everything and I don't know what. The result is that I am afraid of people, situations, afraid of not being up to the mark. The result is that I don't dare doing anything. I don't dare going to people, I can't express myself. I have childish reactions like escaping some people, running away from some people, finding pretexts for not meeting them. It is also impossible to show others the love I feel for them. But on the contrary, I feel fits of aggressiveness towards them, but especially towards myself. Why this fear, this incapacity to communicate? What to do so that I wouldn't be afraid anymore, but especially for not being aggressive and nervous? Chariji answers, more cleaning. In the speech on astrology some days ago, you said the master would change those factors in the horoscope which would interfere with spiritual progress. Yet, we read in Babuji's books that not everybody could attain such or such spiritual state. Is the final spiritual success also hinted at by nature, or is it exclusively Master's grace? Chariji answers, I said Master could change those factors, not would. Not everybody attains such spiritual states because they don't want to, not because there is anything against it, not because there is anything in the system which says it is not possible. When we say Sahaj Marg is a universal system, it means everybody would be able to attain it. Otherwise, the master would pick out 2 people from Germany, 2 from France, 2 from Italy and say, you come, that is enough for me. Nothing can stop our progress except ourselves. Is the final spiritual success also hinted at by nature? Well, there is no question of hint. The final spiritual success is the goal of evolution. We have to attain it. So, what is the need for hinting? It is an open book. In spite of a regular practice, I have the feeling I am stagnating. I don't feel the transmission. Chariji answers, more cleaning, and it is not necessary to feel transmission. Nobody feels transmission. We feel the effect of transmission. Question, does that mean more cleaning by yourself or by the preceptor? Chariji answers, by yourself of course. Everywhere abhyasis depend on the preceptor for their cleaning. The daily routine few abhyasis do. Question, how to do one's cleaning well? Should we do it before we go to bed or a little bit before in the evening? If we start doing it, we will do it well. I do not know what is the difference between cleaning and cleaning well. If I go for a bath, can I come out without bathing well? The same thing is for cleaning. Do it and it is done well. The instructions are clear. Do it after the day's work is done. Only if it is not possible on certain occasions, we should do it at bedtime. And not possible means really not possible. Most of these not possibles are imaginary. About emotions, they are usually so unexpected and yet so violent, at least in my recent experience, that I feel at a loss before them. Could you possibly explain the nature of emotions? No, I don't know what it is. It is too big a question. The only thing we can say is emotions are unreal. Babuji says feelings are real. Emotions are generally our own creation. What are our dreams? Our sleeping dreams? Answer: they are dreams. Another question: do they come from the heart? Are they sanskaras or the reflection or our awakened sanskaras? Is it a call from the ultimate? Should one try to decipher them or should one not pay any attention to them? What is the part of our sleeping state in our spirituality? I mean, to what extent is our spirituality concerned with our life when we are asleep? Answer: it is a confused question. Sleep is necessary. We have to sleep. What is the question of relationship between sleep and spirituality? We shouldn't worry about dreams. If they appear significant, write them in the diary and stop with that. Forget it. That is the only thing to do with dreams as with all experiences. Question: what is the criteria for good or poor meditation and something which is not an intellectual interpretation or a misleading sensation? There is no such thing as a good meditation or poor meditation. There is only meditation. If it is rightly done, it is effective. Meditation should be effective. Either we meditate or we don't meditate. Question: is the condition of being completely gone in a sitting a sign of being one with the Master? How can the inner condition of being one with Him be described? Chariji answers: the condition of being gone is only one of absorption in your own inner state. It has nothing to do with being one with the Master. How to describe being one with the Master? Each one has to find out for himself. So, when we ask this question, it means we have not yet come to that condition yet. Question: can the person who meditates and does the prayer pray to another person than Chari? As we necessarily connected to the representative of Sahaj Marg? Chariji answers: no, nobody has asked you to pray to Chari. We all pray to God. Question: why God and not the Master? Chariji answers: the real Master is God. Babuji has said, it is a question of faith. Once Babuji was asked the same question and he said, if you are at home and you feel hungry, you will ask your wife for food and not sit down and pray God. So, what we'll have to do, we have to decide each one of us at that time. Question: when one is doing the constant remembrance, one is feeling very much grateful. Is it the same thing? Chariji answers: yes. Well, gratitude is only a result of. What is gratitude? Most of us don't know what gratitude is. Suppose I return your money to you 100 krona and you say I am grateful. It is not gratitude. It is a mental appreciation. You know, when you say thank you, it is a mental thing. In gratitude, the heart must speak. And how does it speak? Generally with tears. Maybe just the eyes get moist. You don't have to weep, copiously with 3 handkerchiefs. And generally, it is coming because we feel we have received more than we deserve. Because when I get what I deserve, why should I be grateful? Therefore, we see this funny thing that wherever we join or gather, there are always people weeping and crying. They don't know why they are doing it. Very often, they don't know why they are weeping. People think, oh, they are sad because they are going home. They are going to Perpignan or Paris. It's not that. Even the weeper doesn't know why he or she is weeping. That is a real gratitude. Only the master knows. So sometimes, I used to find in Babuji's time, people would start weeping. Babuji would say, don't interfere, because we always have these good Samaritans who immediately rush. It is really stopping the flow of the heart. It should not be done. What we should do is to gently ignore them, pretend not to see them. Because unfortunately, in modern society, there is a sense of shame in crying, which is stupid. Babuji used to say, one who cries is a shameful person, not in the usual sense, but in the sense that he has no sense of shame at all. So, why should we be ashamed of expressing our gratitude in the only way it is possible? That is why Babuji always used to like the first tears in an Abhyasi's eyes. We want the first of so many things, like the first present after you get your salary. Things like that. First shirt that you buy. But he wanted the first tears in the Abhyasi's eyes, because it shows that the heart is softening and the heart is recognizing what the stupid intellect cannot recognize. That I am receiving what I should never receive, you see, because I don't deserve it. So that is why it is the heart which is grateful, not the brain. Now when we start evaluating our benefits or what we get from the master with the intellect, the whole thing goes wrong. You always find Abhyasis who come to Babuji for a week or 10 days, then say, oh, I came here, I have no benefit, my family problems are still there, my wife is still troubling me, my headache is still there. They don't know what they came to Babuji for, you see. And in thinking that these things, they make it unable for the heart to express itself. So when you allow the intellect to work, the heart cannot speak. That is why in spiritual sense, we always say, forget the head. Matter all, it can only evaluate things. After all, it can only evaluate things. It does not know anything else. So what is the use of relying on the intellect? But those people who come here forgetting themselves, forgetting their homes, families, everything, you see, in the real sense, in them the heart speaks. So you see, Sahaj Marg is not easy, but not difficult too. Because constant remembrance, if it makes you forget yourself, it also makes you forget everything else. You don't have to make an effort to forget your family, your home, your work. It goes with everything else. You see, when you fly from Toulouse, you are leaving the whole thing behind, not just Toulouse. The act of flying, the earth drops off below you when you fly up. Similarly, when we allow the heart to take off in a moment of, awakening of love, whatever it may be, you see, everything else falls off. Head, stomach, all the entire system ceases to exist for us. So that is why the heart has to be given predominance. And we must depend only on the heart. That is why Babuji said, when in doubt, refer to the heart, not to the head. And finally, it is only the heart which can judge the master, judge what we are getting from him, judge our own progress. The heart can do this, not the head. The head only judges by material things. You see, have I progressed in my work? Have I lost my headache? Is my son a better boy because of me? I doesn't judge by the spiritual growth that we are supposed to achieve, and then it is disappointed because the circumstances don't change. They don't change because it is not necessary to change them. You see, it would be silly like a person who is moving houses every 3 months to be happier, as if happiness is in the house. Happiness is here, he points to the heart, isn't it? So this is what we have to develop through spiritual effort. That is why we meditate on the heart. We refer to the heart for questions. We put the master in the heart. We love him in the heart. Make this heart his heart. And then we find that everything is finished. And how is this possible? Only by giving him your heart, isn't it? If you say, this is my heart, how can he come into it? Now, you know, when we have guests who are very close to us, we say, treat this as your own house or your own home. But when we invite the master, we don't say, this is your heart. We still say, please come and occupy my heart. He doesn't want to because he has his own heart. Why should he come and occupy your heart? You understand the difference. So only when we say, this is your heart, do what you like with it, play football with it, I don't care. Or cut it into pieces and throw it in the, fish. Then he comes because it is his, he has to take care of it. He is not a policeman or a watchman to come and look after your heart. But if it is his, it becomes his, he has to look after it. So, however much we may practice meditation, however seriously, however sincerely, however dedicatedly, the real spiritual benefit will elude us unless we give our heart. So, as long as we talk of love of the Master saying my heart and your heart, it is not love. Even there we must say, this heart is yours. It is your heart which loves you. I have nothing to do with it, you see. Now, we love our hearts. That's why we are so afraid of heart attacks and heart disease, isn't it? That's also why we are afraid of love. No, I don't want my heart to be hit again, damaged again. I have suffered enough. So the more I keep my heart to myself, the less I can love. If I give it away once and for all, it is finished. I accept. We have maximum of 10 minutes more, then we must stop. Question. He said, since my trip to India, every time I get a sitting, there is some numbness in the head. And if I plunge into the heart, it diminishes. But it is still there. But as soon as I am not alert enough, it goes back into the head. And answer, what goes back into the head? I mean that he has the feeling of numbness. Question. Yes. It cannot be anything to do with meditation, because when he is in meditation, he doesn't feel the numbness. No? Question. It diminishes, but it is still there. Answer. So meditation diminishes. If he meditates better, it will be gone. I hope. Try it. Here we conclude this question and answer session of chapter 17, and in the next talk, we will commence the next talk titled Freedom and Love. Thank you for listening.